Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. And this year, Intel released their new 11th gen processors and even redesigned their logo. And now that the 11th gen processors are out, it's time to take a look at the new HP Spectre X360 laptop. The Spectre X360 is a two-in-one laptop, so it flips all the way around into a tablet, and this new Spectre has Intel's 11th gen processors inside. Big thanks to HP and Intel for sponsoring this video and sending over the Spectre X360 for us to check out. And I have to say, in the past, the Spectre X360 has been one of my favorite designs in a laptop. It is aesthetically such a good looking laptop. Now we're going to open up the box, take a quick look what we get inside, and then get some hands-on of the new Spectre X360. Let's get started. Our laptop wasn't the only thing in the shipping box. They also included a leather pouch to protect our laptop. I'll show this off in just a second. Now, keep in mind that your configuration may vary depending on where you buy the laptop. Opening up our Spectre box, greeted with our X360 right away. I'm gonna set this to the side. Let's take a look at what we get. Inside, we have our standard warranty information, our setup instructions, and moving along is where our charger is to plug into the wall and then plugging into the laptop. Now this brick is actually a 90-watt charger, and at the end is a proprietary connection for charging. And finally, we have our HP rechargeable MPP 2.0 tilt pen. Let's check this out. Worth mentioning, it includes a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable for charging and a couple extra pen tips. And here's a close look at that pen. It does have a couple different buttons for some quick actions. We'll dive into those in just a little bit. And then moving along down towards the back, all you have to do is actually slide this on up and it reveals that USB Type-C charging port. Pretty cool mechanism to actually get to it. And since it includes that updated MPP 2.0 technology, you can expect less delays, smoother color transitions, and enhanced response times out of the pen. And while holding it, it definitely feels comfortable in my hand. And on to what you all came to see, the HP Spectre X360. This is the 15.6-inch model, and it does have that new Intel i7 1165 G7 processor inside. So let's take a close look at this gorgeous laptop. On the left side of the laptop, fairly unique, the corners have functionality. So on the left corner is where that power button is. Moving along, the charging port and an HDMI slot. You have some ventilation here and your headphone jack. And then moving along, I really do like the color accent that they use on their Spectre laptops. Really gives it a very premium look to it. On the right side, you do have a micro SD card slot for some expandable storage. More ventilation, you have a webcam kill switch, which is really nice to have, and a USB Type-A slot, USB Type-C slot, and look, another USB Type-C slot in the corner. So the corners definitely have a lot of functionality. And nice, there are USB-C slots because then you can just charge your pen in the laptop. Quick look at the back. It does say Spectre, and since it is X360, it will flip 360 degrees on these hinges. We'll show that off in just a second. And then a quick look down at the bottom. You have a full grip strip up towards the top there and at the bottom, which I like that it's not just four corners, just for that added grip. And as usual in all my laptop unboxings, let's do the one-handed opening test. So it did pass, the bottom lifted up just a little bit, but you'll still be able to open this laptop up with one hand. Let's take off this keyboard cover and take a close look at our Spectre X360. While the laptop boots up, let's take a look at the keyboard and that trackpad. It is a very wide trackpad, and there it is, the new Intel logo. You'll see i7 with the Intel Iris Xe graphics integrated, so we'll be able to run a couple tests on that. You have a fingerprint scanner, and then up at the top here is where those speakers are. You'll see Bang and Olufsen. One other thing I want to make note of is after I flipped the lid of this laptop, I can still easily reach that power button because there's a cutout right here in the corner, so my finger will fit in there very easily. And again, if you have something connected to this USB-C slot, there is space for it to go because they have that cutout opening. Now I'm going to run through the Windows 10 setup process and only talk about anything that's noteworthy. As I showed, they do have a fingerprint scanner so you can securely sign in. So let's set that up. Essentially, all you have to do is go ahead and rest your finger on the scanner, lift it on up. In my past experience with HP laptops, the fingerprint scanners have been great. They've been accurate and quick. Now try another angle. So let's do a couple other angles. I do like this placement as well of a fingerprint scanner. It's very easy to access once you turn on your laptop or wake it from sleep. And we're all set up and ready to go. Let's check out the new HP Spectre X360. And one thing I'm noticing up at the top where the webcam is, there's kind of a striped look to it, and that is because there's actually a physical kill switch to the webcam. So when you'll see I'll turn the webcam on, it goes away, so it definitely covers up the entire camera physically so you know that it keeps your privacy. And with that Windows Hello integration, it actually has Windows Hello setup where you can set up face unlock. So you don't just have to use the fingerprint scanner, you can also use face unlock. Let's take a look at that awesome 15.6-inch 4K IPS touchscreen display. The bezels are very minimal. HP has always included really good-looking IPS displays. They're very colorful. And yes, it is a 4K display, so if you're editing video in 4K or even just watching 4K videos, you can really get the most out of that content. Something a little tough to show on camera, but I've noticed is that viewing angles are really wide, so even when you look at the display from the side, the picture quality is really good. When it comes to performance, like I mentioned, it has the 11th gen Intel Core i7 1165G7 processor inside, and this processor is crazy quick. It's handled all of the applications I've thrown at it. I've done some gaming, I've done some video editing, and it flies through a lot of it. It's definitely an improvement with these 11th gen processors. And when it's coupled with that 16 gigabytes of RAM, I can do a ton of multitasking. And then of course, with that added RAM and the Intel Iris Xe graphics, I can even do some gaming. This HP Spectre also has a 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD coupled with 32 gigabytes of Intel Optane memory, so your storage is gonna be crazy fast. You can launch your most used apps at faster speeds, and then of course your OS and your file access is just gonna be faster overall. With this 11th gen processor and the Xe graphics, yes, I can do some video editing, but there's a lot of times where I just wanna take breaks and play some of the higher end games, and you are definitely capable of doing that on this laptop. And overall, I've been really impressed with the Iris Xe graphics from Intel, especially considering these are integrated graphics and you can still run some of these higher end games on your laptop. And don't forget, you have that HP tilt pen, and it's great to have because the pen is going to be much more accurate than your finger. And with that improved latency and greater sensitivity, you can have smoother transitions between colors, get into more detail when you write, draw, and edit on your devices. And that 2-in-1 design of the Spectre X360 makes it super versatile, especially because you can flip it into a tablet and use that included pen. It's a really nice combo to have, and a couple other modes that you can use this 2-in-1. And overall, the hinge feels very sturdy. I have no issues with it bouncing when I'm using the touchscreen. When it comes to that included leather pouch, something really nice is that there is a slot for your HP pen to go into. So you can bring that around with you, and when it comes to the laptop, just go ahead and slide it on in. And once it's in that pouch, you are all ready to go, and it will keep your laptop protected. And overall, that is everything I want to talk about for now with the HP Spectre X360. Like I mentioned, this is one of my favorite designs in a laptop, especially with 2-in-1, with the 4K touchscreen display and the included HP pen. This is a really versatile laptop overall. It's great that it's got that latest 11th gen Intel processor with those Iris Xe graphics. So anyways, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this laptop. A lot more content coming soon. Be sure to click that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.